Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my videos and for showing me such a great support. So today I thought I'm gonna share with you how I've knitted these little booties. They're my own design and my own pattern as well, and I thought I'm gonna share it with you today. I hope you're gonna like them, and I really hope you're gonna give them a go. If you have any problems, please remember you can always leave me a comment or send me a message. You have all the details in the video descriptions, and you can get in contact and I'll help you if you have any problems. They are size 0 to 3 months. They are made of cotton baby yarn, and if you wish to make them slightly bigger for 3 to 6 months, for example, you can swap and use size 3 needles, for example, or maybe a slightly thicker yarn. I hope you're going to enjoy the tutorial, and I hope you're going to try them. For today's project, I'm going to use some yarn. This is organic cotton baby yarn, and I'm going to need a set of double pointed needles. Today I'm using size 2.5. It's suitable for this thin cotton baby yarn. Also, I'm going to need a row counter. I got my main color, and I'm going to use a different color for this little cord here. And of course, later on I'm going to need a knitting needle to sew my project. To begin, I'm going to cast on 36 stitches. By any method you prefer, you can cast on 36 stitches. I'm going to use my crochet hook and simply cast on 36 stitches for the project. I have 36 stitches on my working needle. To begin the project, all I'm going to do now is just knit all. So just knit all. This first row is not going to count for the pattern itself. It's what I call a base row, just to get my tension right, just to get my stitches nice and tidy, and then I'm going to start the actual pattern. So I'm just going to knit my base row. I just knit all of them, and then I'm going to start my actual pattern and counting the rows. So continue knitting the base row. Completed my base row. Next is row number 1 of the pattern. I am going to slip the first stitch, then with my yarn forward, so I'm gonna get a yarn over basically, so keeping my yarn forward, knit 16. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, so a total of 16 I'm going to knit. I'll stop counting. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Then again, with the yarn forward, so yarn in front of my needle, I'm going to knit 1, and then again yarn forward, knit 1. Right. So I have 2 yarn forwards here. Before I continue knitting 16, I need to have another yarn forward. So we had slip the first stitch, yarn forward, knit 16, yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward, knit 16, I'm gonna need 16. Basically, I have to make increases for the sole of the booty. So I've knitted another set of 16, yarn forward and knit the last one. Row number 2, this was a front size row. Next is row number 2, and row number 2 is a wrong size row, and all I'm going to do is knit all of them, but this one I'm just going to twist before knitting, or you can knit through the back of the loop as well. I prefer to twist it, it's just so I'm just gonna twist it and then knit it, so make sure I don't end up with a hole, and continue to just knit. Again, every time I have a yarn forward, which are basically increases, I'm just going to twist it and work it, twist it. So I'm going to do this on every wrong size row. So all the wrong size row will be the same with no increases, just working all the yarn forwards, twisted in my case. This is what I'm going to do. I have another yarn forward here. I'm just going to twist it around and work it like this. And I have another one. Also twist it. One more. And I'll continue in the same way until the end of the row. Here I'm going to have another yarn over, which I'm going to twist before I work it. I just completed my row. Next is row number 3, front right side of the work, so the front of the work. I will slip the first one. I'll put this one out of the way. So row number 3, I slip the first one, knit 1, yarn forward, knit 16. So once more, this part doesn't change. We continue to knit 16 on each side, and we're just making increases basically in the middle of the sole and on the edges. So we're gonna have this forming this and this part. So after the yarn forward, knit 16. I don't know how many I get. I'm gonna have to count them in a minute. So after the yarn forward, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So I've done this part. Another yarn forward, knit 2, 1 and 2, yarn forward, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn forward again, knit 16, 2, 3, 5, 9, I have 10, 11, 14, 16, I'm just gonna double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So 16. One more. Yarn forward and knit the last 2. Next will be row number 4, which is the wrong size row, and I'm going to work the wrong size rows behind the camera, and I'm just going to show the right side of the work rows, because on the wrong side it's basically just knit all of them, and all the yarn overs I'm just twisting and knitting like that. So I'm going to be presenting only the front or the right side part of the work. So next will be row number 4, which is a wrong side row. Just knit all of them. Be careful with the yarn overs. I'm just gonna work them twisted, or they can be also worked in the back loop of the actual stitch, so then we don't have a hole on our project. So I'll continue doing my wrong side row. Completed my wrong side row. Next is row number 5, which is the right side. And for row number 5, I'm going to slip first one, then knit 2, 1 and 2, yarn forward. Again, we continue to knit 16 as usual, 16 on each side, and we're doing the increases here in the middle. So I'm going to knit my 16 stitches. Knitted 16, I have reached the middle part of the work. Next is another yarn forward, then knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn forward, knit 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn forward one more time, and continue to knit 16. Knit the next 16 after you made the yarn forward. I knitted my 16 stitches. I got 3 left on the needle. So once again, I've slipped the first one, then knitted 2, yarn over, knitted 16, yeah, 16 here, yarn over, knit 4, yarn over, knit 4, yarn over, knit 16, yarn over, and knit 3. The same like we started the row. We done our first yarn over after 3 stitches, and it's the same here. This is quite important because it will give the symmetry of the actual booty, so we have to make sure I have all the increases in the middle. Next, row number 6, which is the wrong side row. I'm gonna work it behind the camera and come back on row number 7. Completed my row number 6, the wrong side row. Next is row number 7. So I'm just going to repeat all the wrong side rows are just knit all, except for the yarn overs, which we knit through the back loop. Row number 7, it's another row of increases, right side row. I slip the first one, knit the next 3, 1, 2 and 3. So I have a total of 4 stitches on this side. Yarn forward, knit next 16, again the usual 16. So knitted my 16 stitches. Next it's another yarn over, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, yarn over, again knit 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, my yarn forward, I'll knit again the next 16, 15 and 16. So after the 16, yarn forward again to form another increase and knit the last 4. We have a symmetry, so we started with 4, we're going to finish with 4. We have 4 on each side of the yarn overs on this beginning and end of each row. This was row number 7. Next is row number 8. As I said before, it's a wrong side row. I'm just gonna knit all of them, and I'll knit the yarn overs twisted. Next is row number 9, right side of the work, and the last row of increases. So I'm going to slip the first one, knit 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so I have 5 on this side, yarn forward, knit the usual 16, knit 16. After knitted my section of 16, yarn forward, so once again keep yarn forward, knit 14, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. I'm just gonna double check, make sure I've knitted 14. It's quite important. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, so that's right. Another yarn forward, knit 16. So again, our section of 16. Just gonna knit 16. Knitted the section of 16. I got 5 stitches left on my left needle, as I should have for the symmetry. Yarn forward again, this is the last time, and then we knit the remaining 5. 2, 3, 4 and 5. This was the last row of increases. We should have, or I should have, if I don't lose the stitches, I have here 60 stitches, so completed all the increases. So I got 60 stitches, including all the yarn overs. Next, it's row 10, wrong side row. So from row 10 to row 16, I'm just going to work knit all, basically garter stitch. I'm just going to knit back and forward, just knit for the next 7 rows, I think. Yeah, row number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So next 7 rows we just go back and forward knitting, and I'll meet you back on row number 17, which is going to be a right side row. So next 7 rows we just knit back and forward. Completed all the 7 rows of knitting back and forward. Next will be row number 17, and we're gonna start the decreases to form the shape of our booty. So until now we worked the entire sole, and then these 3 back and forward rows, and next we're gonna start doing the shaping of the actual booty. So we're gonna start doing some decreases. Row number 17 next, right side of the work, slip the first one. I slip the first one, followed by knit 18. So I'm going to knit 18. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So I slipped 1, and we need to knit 17, so we'll have 18 stitches all together. So correction, sorry about that, slip 1, knit 17, so we have 18 stitches all together on this side. Next I'm going to do 12 decreases in a row, so knit 2 together 12 times. This is my second, third, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to make 12 altogether. So I've done 6. Continue. Try not to leave the stitches too loose. So I'm doing them a little bit tighter, because otherwise it might come up with like holes. And 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we had 12 decreases in a row, and we're gonna start shaping the front of the booty, so giving it the booty shape basically. Next we should have 18 stitches left on the needle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 stitches. So I'm going to knit all of them until the end of the row. Completed my row. So after doing all these decreases, we should have a stitch count of 48 stitches. So at the end of row 17 we have 48 stitches remaining on the needles. Next is row number 18, a wrong side row. Just slip the first one and knit all of them. So slip first, knit all. Row 18 completed, so I just knitted all of them. Next is row number 19, and we're gonna continue with our decreases. So once again it's a right side of the work row. Row number 19, slip first one, knit 15. So I'm just going to knit 15. So I have a total of 16 stitches on this side. So I slipped 1, knitted 15. So 16 stitches on that side. Next I'm going to continue with the decreases and knit 2 together 8 times. So knit 2 together. That's how I knit the 2 together. And I'm going to do that 8 times. So I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I try to do them a little bit tighter. And 8. So I got 8 decreases all in a row. I started 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and this is my first decrease, and I have 2, 4, 6, 8. Now we should have 16 stitches left on the left needle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So I'm going to continue, knit all the 16, and then I will do row number 20, which is the wrong side row. So just knit all these and then come back knitting all the wrong side row, and I'll meet you on row number 21. I've completed my wrong side row. What I forgot to mention, after row number 19, after the second row of decreases, we end up with 40 stitches on our needles. Next is row number 21, which is a front side row or right side row. This is going to be just knit all, so I'm going to do that for the next 4 rows. So 21, 22, 23 and 24 will be just knit all back and forward. So 4 rows of knitting back and forward. I completed the 4 rows of knitting. So 21 was first, 22nd, 23rd, 24, and the next is row number 25. Row number 25, it's the right side of the work, and I'm going to slip 1 and knit the next 23. So slip 1, knit 23, so I'll have a total of 24 stitches on this side. I have knitted the 23, so I have now 24 stitches on my right side needle. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to turn. So these stitches here are going to remain, let's say, on hold. So I will consider them as for row 25. So from this point, I'm going to stop the row counting until we come back on this side. So for now, I'm not going to knit them, and I'm just going to turn around my work, and I'm going to work short rows. So we are working this part inside the booty back and forward. So turn around, slip the first one, purl 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, knit 1, and turn again. Turn, slip the first one, and knit the next 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. So the middle part is going to be made up of 8 stitches altogether. So I have 3 worked so far, and I'm going to work 5 more. Okay. Now again, I'm going to turn, slip the first one, purl 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, knit 1, the edge 1, turn around again, slip the first one, knit the next 7. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. At this point, we've done 2 repeats of this little sequence. Yeah, so it's a 2 row, let's say, pattern repeat. So at this point, I've done 2 repeats. So I'm going to continue and do this 2 row sequence 3 more times. So I go back and forward for 3 more times. So back and forward 3 times. Completed my sequence of 3 repeats of these 2 back and forward rows. Next, I'm going to turn one more time, slip the first one. Next, it's purl 2 together. Mine are a little bit tight. So purl 2 together, purl 2, 1, 2, purl 2 together once more, and knit the last one. Okay, turn, slip the first one, knit the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, the last one, turn, slip the first one, now purl 2 together 2 times, so this is the first purl together, 2 together, purl 2 together second time, knit the last one, okay, last little row, I'm going to do knit 2 together 2 times, yeah, so I have 4 stitches left on the working needle. I'm going to do knit 2 together 2 times, 1 and 2, okay. To cast off this part of the work, I'm just gonna pass this stitch over the last one like this, and I'm going to cut off the yarn because we finished with this part. I'm gonna cut off the yarn, pull it through this loop here to make a little knot like this, and then I'm gonna hide this end in the back here when I'm finished. Okay, so this, what I've just completed here is this part, this little part in here inside of the booty, and next we are going to work on the sides. If you remember, when I started working these short rows, I have completed one side here by knitting all of them, and then I knitted this part, and then I started working short rows. So on this side I'm still to knit these stitches once, so I'm gonna rejoin my yarn. I have rejoined my yarn, and I'm going to knit the 16 left on this side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And for symmetry, of course, we're gonna have 16 left on this side too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So just knit all of them. To complete row 25, the initial row 25 that we was on when we started working the short rows in the midsection, which is like a separate little area. So just knit all of them, and now I have completed row 25, and I'm gonna continue with the row counting. Okay, knitted my last one. Now I'm going to detach the yarn here as well. I'm very sorry about the fact that we have to detach the yarn twice, but otherwise we cannot get the shape. I'm going to leave a longer tail here because I'm going to need this tail to sew together the project at the end. So I'm going to leave, I don't know, a few centimeters, so I'll have enough to sew my project at the end, because it's going to need sewing here, the same like this one. So it's had here and all the way down here, and that brings it all together. Next is going to be row number 26. Row number 26. Before we start work on row number 26, we just completed row number 25. We ended up here. Now we have a total of 32 stitches left on the needle. What I'm trying to do next, and we're gonna need the rest of the double pointed needles, I'm going to transfer the stitches so we can work this part all in one go. It can be done in some using some circular needles, but I'll prefer to use these. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to transfer about 8 of these stitches, 7, 8, it doesn't really matter. We just try to evenly spread them. Okay, so here I have part of them. Next I'm going to take some from this side as well, like this. Don't know how many it took. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go for half of them. Okay, and the last one, I'm gonna pick up the rest from this needle. So I separated them. It doesn't have to be perfectly even, like this. So I got all 4 of them. So I now separated all the stitches. Before starting work on row number 26, I'm going to pick up 3 stitches from the base of this middle section. So I'm going to pick up this one. It's a little one here in the back, which is a little bit loose, so I just want to pick this one up and I'm going to work it so we won't have a hole. I'm going to have a hole in there. I'll pick the one next to it. I hope you can see. So I'm picking this one through the back. 1, 2, and 3, like this. So I'm going to lift off 3 stitches from this side. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm just going to pick this loop from the back, just because this stitch is a little bit loose and I don't want that. So it's here. And then I'm going to pick up the one next to it. And the next one. Okay. Now we should have a total of 38 stitches across 4 double pointed needles. I'm going to rejoin the yarn. Before joining the yarn to work row number 26, I thought I'll leave it like this for a screen capture, maybe, because it can be a little bit confusing once all the stitch. This is the only tricky part of this tiny booty. Once this is done, it's all very straightforward. So it looks like this across 4 needles. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfectly evenly spread. It's just important so we can work. I'm just going to remove this support and I'm going to rejoin the yarn here on this side. I'll fold this one inside for now. So we're gonna rejoin here and we're gonna work like a wrong side row. So rejoin there. I'll just turn all my needles, fold this one inside so it will be out of my way, and I'm just gonna knit all stitches. So rejoin here. There are gonna be quite few ends to hide at the end, I'm afraid, but the final result is very cute. So okay, fine, it's a bit loose. Next I have to work this stitch that I just picked up. I like to work it twisted. This is one of the 3 that we picked up from each side of the middle section. Next one is the same, so I'm going to twist it as well, just so it will be a little bit tighter because it was quite loose when I picked it up. And then I'm just going to continue to knit across all my 4 needles. Knit, knit, knit. I repeat now after we picked up those extra stitches, we now have 38 across 4 needles, right? So now I'm just gonna work knit all, knit all the stitches across all the needles. It's not ideal, but once the first couple of rows are done, it's okay. Okay, so I've reached this initial end. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to continue knitting, so I'm going to join with the other side, so then we will work all the way around. So just knit. This one is loose, but that's alright, because this is the tail I'm going to use to sew my project at the end, and I'm gonna adjust the tension. So I've just eliminated one double pointed needle, because these stitches at the back of the bootie can be worked across only one needle, so makes it less confusing, I think. Okay, there we go. So I've joined all the stitches. So many threads here, so many ends to hide. Okay, I'm just going to continue. This is the last section, and just knit all. My double pointed needles are a little bit long for the amount of stitches on them, but like I said, they can be done on a pair of circulars, but it's going to be a bit tight, so if you don't mind that, then makes things a lot easier. But the stitches are kind of tight and difficult to work, because I've tried it on circular needles and it didn't, I wasn't happy. I thought I'm gonna work this one again. This is one of the picked up ones. I'm gonna twist it around and then work it, so it will become a bit more tighter. I'll do the same with this one. I'll just twist it around and then knit. And that's number 26, row number 26 complete. I changed it down to 3 double pointed needles, which hopefully makes things a bit more visible. So it looks like this. Like I said, quite a few ends to hide, but at the end it's going to be fine. Next, I'm going to knit all the stitches. So now I've completed row 26 here. I'm going to turn around and work row number 27, which will be a right side row, and I'm going to work 2 more rows of just knitting all the stitches. So row number 27, I slipped the first one as usual, and I'm just going to knit all the stitches across all my needles. So I just knit, knit, and knit all the way around. I'm just going to continue knitting, and I'll go all the way around, and I'll finish my row here at this side. I've reached the end of row 27. I got 2 last stitches. I'm just going to knit them now. And this one too. Okay, and for row 28, I will turn around. So I've completed it here at this point. Now I'm just going to turn the work around and do another row of knit all. So slip the first one, then knit across all the double pointed needles, and end of row 28, we got 2 stitches left. Knit the last one. Okay, and now turn around and starting row number 29. For row number 29, what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce few rows of double elastic. I think that's how it's called. So instead of doing holes, I'm just making this double elastic section, so I can pass the cord through this little cord here, so we can go through. So for row number 29, I'm introducing this double elastic, and I'm just going to turn around the work, and I'm going around, slip the first one, and now I'm just going to do ribbon pattern, which is knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. I reached the end of row 29. I'm at my last section of knit 1, purl 1. So my last repeat, knit 1, purl 1, and knit the last stitch of the row. Turn around, row number 30. Excuse me. For row number 30, okay, I'll put this one inside. Slip the first stitch, and now knit 1. So this is a knit. I'm going to knit 1. Next one should be a purl. If I wanted to do the ribbing stitch, the rib stitch, the simple rib stitch, 1 knit 1 purl, but I want to do double elastic, so instead of doing a purl here, I will move the yarn in front like this, and just slip this one, and then knit 1 and slip. So knit the purled, knit the knit stitches and slip the purls. That's what I'm doing. So this is a purl, I'm going to slip. Next one is a knit, I'm going to knit. Next one is a purl, I'm going to slip it. Continue on the other needle. So I'll slip this one, and I'm going to pick up my yarn and knit the next one because it's a knit. Slip, knit, slip the next one. So I'm knitting all the knitted stitches and slipping all the purl ones. Knit, slip. Completed my row. Next one is row number 31, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So it's exactly the same row repeat. Slip the first one, knit the first stitch, purl the purled one. Slip the purled one, I'm so sorry. Knit the next one, slip the purled one, knit, slip, knit the knitted one, slip the purl one, and I'll continue like this for this row plus 2 more. So finish off this one and 2 more exactly the same, 2 more rows exactly the same, and I will meet you on row number 34. So we do 31, 32, 33 exactly the same. We knit the knitted ones and we slip the purled ones. I have completed the double elastic section. I've just completed row number 33. Next is row number 34. So the stage we are now just completed this double elastic section, and now I'm just gonna do this part, this top part, the folding one. Can be put like that or like this. So next row, number 34, I'm just going to knit all, and I'm going to do that for 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 and 39. So 6 more rows of just knit all stitches all the way around. So knit, slip the first one, and then knit all the stitches. We finished with the double elastic section, so we just knit all and continue going across. End of the row is here on this one, then turn around, and in total 6 rows. So until row including row number 39, so 6 rows of just knit all the way, and I'll meet you on row 40. I have completed the 6 rows. Like I said, I've done 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 and 39. They are here. And next is row number 40, which is the last row, and it's a wrong side row, and we're just going to cast off. I'm just going to cast off all the stitches, and I'm going to do that knit-wise. So I'll slip the first one, knit the next, pass the previous one over, knit one, pass the previous one over, again knit one, pass it over, knit the next one, pass the previous stitch over. Last stitch remained to cast off in my case, and the project is nearly completed. I just passed it over the last stitch. I'm gonna cut off the yarn and I will pull this through this loop, so this tail here through this loop, and just make a little knot, and I'm gonna hide it on this side because this is going to be folded around. So this is pretty much done. Next I'm just gonna turn it inside out. I have here that tail that I left on row 26 if I remember well, so I'm gonna use this one to just sew around to complete my my project. I've attached the needle to the tail that I left, and I just started sewing it, and it's just simple. I'm not very good at this, so I'll keep it simple, not extremely tight, just normal. I'm just going through these two knitted edge stitches, and I will continue like this. Don't know how to keep the yarn out of the way so it can be seen better. I'm just gonna follow the stitches through, and after that I'll hide and trim all the ends, and I'm gonna come back, so continue all the way around here and we finish here. Then I'm gonna return to show you how to attach the cord. I have finished sewing the bootie. This is how it looks like. It keeps shape quite well without the support, but I'm just gonna insert one. It just makes it look a bit better. And here I have a crochet cord. It's just a simple crochet cord. It's not a double or anything like that. Mine has about 40 centimeters, which is about 16 inches, I believe. If you don't, if you're not sure how to crochet a cord, I have a little tutorial on my channel how to crochet a cord like this. So I'm gonna leave you the link in the video description if you would like to have a look. So using a safety pin, I'm just gonna insert into the double elastic area that I've knitted, and I'm just gonna pull it across like that. And I'm gonna come out through here somewhere. There we go. And that's it. Of course, if you prefer, you can use maybe a ribbon or something like that. I just decided to crochet a little cord. And this is the booty. Just make a tiny bow. And it's finished. And there. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you're gonna try and make them, because they're not very difficult to make, and I think they're quite cute, and they have a great fit. So due to the shape, they will fit very well. And this was today's tutorial, and thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.